Well, gosh darn it, guys. It looks like we might be closer to World War III. Let me explain. This is an entire recap of everything that's going on in the Middle East and the US. To start off strong, the country listed above, which I can't say, that one right there, they're continuing to have a conflict against their adversaries. The censorship is wild. This is my third account. Now, Yemen decided to say, nah, son, we're going to resume attacks against that specific country. The current U.S. presidential administration had said that if Yemen does not stop the attacks, then they are going to take it out on Iran. Because as they argue that Iran is apparently still in control of Yemen, even though that is hotly debatable. For example, Yemen has its own government. Yes, they receive weapons abroad, but they also have their own foreign policy ambitions. As a response, Iran is theoretically whipping their weighing out right on the table by stating that there will be devastating responses to the U.S. if this were to continue. Also, low-key, Iranian lawmakers are debating about whether or not Iran should pursue nuclear proliferation. Big-time oopsies. That would mean there would be a nuclear power, the U.S., versus another nuclear power, Iran. Now, when we're having this conversation, let's remember there are 40,000 U.S. troops span across the Middle East. That is a logistical nightmare for many reasons. Number one, if you're actually trying to occupy territory, you typically want a 1:40 ratio. One soldier per approximately 40 civilians. And unfortunately, if, say, for example, we have soldiers that are attacked in a spot in Syria and also Iraq and maybe all the way in Iran, we can't stop everything. This is a classic overextension strategy. Overextend the more powerful adversary so they crumble. Ultimately, what we can determine is if you are pro-America, you don't want to be involved in all these conflicts. If you're also pro-peace, you don't want to be involved in all these conflicts. At this point, you have to wonder, why would anybody really support this? Well, I remember a long time ago when this guy said that Obama might wage a conflict against this guy because it would help his approval ratings. And now that his approval ratings are low, you have to wonder, what are all of the motivations for why he would want this conflict? Maybe to help his approval ratings, even though this won't help. Please share this.